The Deep Black Rite, Episode 2, The Hungering Vein, Segment 1, The Quota and the Quiet. Summer of 1743 settled heavy over the ridges. The air was thick with pine resin, coal dust, heat that clung to the skin. Blackreach Mine had become a machine. Day after day the men descended. Their picks rang in steady rhythm, Elias's rhythm. The winter before, the patriarch had drawn new maps, lines twisting like the sigils he carved in private. All of them pointed to one place, a single deep vein. The Heartline, Elias called it. He promised coal so rich it would burn blacker and hotter than any other. The workers obeyed. There were fewer of them now. Winter had taken its share. Fear had become their foreman. Callum MacTire was 23. Each morning he walked the upper shafts, ledger in hand. The numbers never lied. His hands moved with practiced efficiency now. The hesitation was gone. But every time he passed the iron gates sealing the forbidden branches, his pulse quickened. The gates had no locks. Only sigils burned into the metal. They shifted when stared at too long. No man had ever tried the handle and lived to speak of it. The family had withdrawn further. Elias and Moira rarely left the cabin. They emerged only at dusk to inspect the ore carts. Duncan and Fergus patrolled the tunnels like hounds. Whips coiled at their sides. They rarely needed to use them. A glance was enough. Isabel wandered the mine mouth at twilight. Her pale dress caught the last light like fog. She would stand motionless, listening, as though the mountains spoke only to her. One afternoon a new man arrived, Malcolm Kerr, a wiry Scot from the lowlands. Running from debts in Charleston, he laughed too easily, asked too many questions. "What's behind those fancy gates?" he joked during a break. Callum didn't look at him. "Nothing for the likes of us." Malcolm grinned, undeterred. "I've seen stranger things in Edinburgh cellars." That night, Malcolm Kerr did not return to the bunkhouse. Segment 2, Echoes in Empty Places. By dawn, the men noticed. Malcolm's tools lay where he'd dropped them. His pick leaned against a support beam. Fresh scratches marred the timber. 3 long lines, like claw marks. No animal had paws that large. Whispers spread. Another gone to the deep. The MacTires offered no explanation, only higher quotas. "The Heartline waits," Elias said. "Dig or be replaced." Callum volunteered to search. He told himself it was duty. He descended with a lantern and a short blade, past the working faces, into tunnels where the rock grew warm. The air tasted metallic. Lantern light dimmed without reason. Shadows stretched too long. At the third forbidden gate, Callum stopped. The sigil pulsed. Once, like a heartbeat, he should have turned back. Instead, he pressed his palm to the iron. It was warm. The gate opened without a sound. Beyond it, a narrow passage sloped downward. Crimson veins shimmered in the stone. They looked wet. Sound vanished. After what felt like hours, the passage opened into a fissure. Malcolm Kerr lay there, or what remained of him. His body was intact, empty, skin stretched tight over bone. Eyes wide, mouth frozen in a silent scream. No blood stained the rock. Instead, the veins in the wall converged on him, drinking. Above the corpse, a fresh sigil glowed faintly. At its center, a single drop of blood welled up. It slid downward in a perfect line. Callum retched, then ran. Segment 3, The Family Council. He burst into the cabin at dusk. The family waited, seated around the long oak table, as if they had expected him. Elias sat at the head, Moira to his right. Duncan and Fergus flanked them. Isabel stood behind Callum's chair. Her hand rested on the wood. You went where you should not, Elias said. No anger, just fact. Callum slammed the ledger down. Malcolm is dead, drained. This isn't accidents. This is offering, Moira said softly. The old ones are thirsty. Our blood thins the barrier. Isabel stepped closer. Her fingers brushed Callum's arm, cold, always cold. You felt it, she whispered. The vein remembers us. Duncan spoke, clipped and precise. The Heartline is close. One more feed. Callum looked at them. They weren't mad. They were certain. And if I refuse? He asked. Fergus smiled, thin. You won't. Elias stood. Tonight we descend. You will see. Segment 4. The first true descent. Moonless dark cloaked the ridge. They moved single file through the hidden passage. The stairs spiraled deeper than before. The air grew thick, warm, alive. They reached the great chamber. The pit yawned wider now. Its edges were blackened, scorched. Sigils covered the floor in pulsing rings. From below came a sound, not breath, not growl, recognition. Elias raised the obsidian blade. One by one they cut their palms. Blood fell. The chamber trembled. Isabel did not flinch. She turned to Callum. Your turn, brother. The pit leaned toward him, expectant. One cut. Pain flared. Blood dripped. The pit answered. A tendril rose, black, glistening. It brushed the air near his wound, tasted, then withdrew. The Heartline is ready, Elias said. As they ascended, Callum felt it, a new weight in his veins, a whisper not his own. Outside, dawn bled across the peaks. The mine waited, hungry, and deep below, something ancient began to uncoil.
Okay, that was segment number 2 of the 13 stories. Thank you for listening, and I'll release another one next week. Thank you.